It's very important, the issue of getting to know ourselves before we even go in for somebody. When we are able to define ourselves clearly, then we are able to bring in somebody, and then we are able to at least relate to that person, because relationship is such a broad thing, it's such a long journey, and it's always very important that we become very circumspect about the things that we do.
I have a question because I really want to know what is a good length to date, because the reason the reason I
It's a
asked
good
that
question,
is
though.
I've honestly I, I hope to get married in the future, but
We
I'm
thank
not
God.
in a rush
Uh-huh.
because I know too many in for older people who have been married and they've been together for years, sometimes decades. And sometimes these are men of God. Sometimes these are regular people who are very,
Influential.
influential. But all of a sudden, you see that they actually have nasty divorces.
Divorces, yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's so sad because they seem to have it together, and all of a sudden, so what's a good length of time to actually get to know somebody, and how do you know this person is really not faking? This is who they are.
Yeah, to be candid with you, Mr. Lloyd, I can say we don't really have a specific time period or duration for dating. You cannot get to know somebody completely. You can even date a person for 20 years. People are married for 30 years and they are still getting to know the person that they are married to. Because people can pull up surprises here and there. I believe that there are certain qualities that you should look out for in a person. You should know yourself, like she indicated earlier on. You get to know yourself and then look out for exactly what you are looking for. Let's say if you want a lady who is calm, a lady who is respectful. As you are talking to the person, relating to the person, you are watching out for those qualities. And once you think like this is a God-fearing person, somebody that I find the qualities that I'm looking for, you don't have to waste too much of your time. If you feel like you're in, because getting to know the person, you cannot really get to know the person. At least give yourself a little bit of time, and then just be sure.
I also think maybe the shorter time will be better because when you guys stay forever, like 4 years without getting married, you'll be dating for 4 years. You stay as married couples.
Yeah.
You do what married couples do.
Yeah.
So why do I have to wait that long? If I meet you and I really like you, I'm so much into you, why do I have to wait that long?
Yep.
I have the
1 month. 1 month, 6 months, 3 months. If I'm really sure that this is the guy,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'll just go ahead.
Absolutely.
I don't have to wait.
Absolutely. People fear risk. And I can tell you that there's risk in every decision we make. Oh, yeah. People, our grandparents, sometimes they even got married without knowing the person. They arrange
Yeah.
marriages. The first day that they are getting married to the person is the first day you saw him. And they were still able to live for a long
The
time.
thing is, those times they were able to like live forever.
Yeah.
But these days we go out, bring our own people, and then it
And
doesn't.
yet, you see,
So what's the problem?
It shows you that sometimes there's something in the book of Proverbs that I really like. It said, professing to be wise, they became fools. Sometimes we want to think that we are smart. We are in modern world. Our parents and our grandparents didn't know what they were doing. But when you look at their lives critical, they were living longer than us.
Yeah.
Their marriages were working. Their relationships, things were, even though they didn't have much information like we do now. All because they allow themselves most often they led godly lives. Now people can date with other people for 4 years. Like you were saying earlier on, the guy gets so used to you, now nothing is really moving him to go and get married to you. And these are some of the stuff that is not helping our society. So I think your program, thank you guys for bringing out such a program where you're going to lead and help young guys to get to know of some of these things. The things that are in the Bible, they are not kolo. Like these are things that, or somebody trying to take your happiness away from you. A guy sleeps with you like 3 or 4 times before he gets married to you. Sometimes he doesn't even feel like getting married to you. He sees another lady that he hasn't slept with before, and he feels more attracted to that person. Probably you are even more beautiful than that lady. But because he thinks like he has discovered you, he wants to discover somebody else. And because the lady is not giving in, and the lady says, get married to me before you sleep with me, he's into that lady. And pretty shortly, you might find out they are even getting married.
Wow. That is so surprising. Guys, you're watching or listening to Awaken, and it's live on Holy Hills Radio. right in
Reynoldsburg,
Ohio.
yeah. So you can call in and contribute. The number is 614-577-1434. 614-577-1464.
I mean, I would like to play the devil's advocate.
Sure, that's okay.
You know, I do that because for me, it's important for me and some of the youth, I should say, to know the woman very well. Just because it's me to me the chief, right? Sometimes they be more coffee back home to marry because the women here are different from the women back home.
How?
Their mindset, the way they talk to you, the way they perceive things, the way back home, usually when you see people marry, the woman is trying to be so supportive of the man. It's more like the woman is into the man's destiny. But over here, and I say this very cautiously, we support each other. You know, the woman has her own plans, the man has their own plans, and then you see how best you can reach your goals together. But back home is a little different. Usually it's like, you know, the man is the head, and so wherever the head is going is where the woman, the neck will follow.
Right.
But over here it's kind of different. So you may not be able to discover that in a short period of time in meeting a woman. And I'm not giving anybody permission to go sleep around. But I do believe that I want to know your vision and your mission. And I want to make sure that you understand me to the core. So that, because I am somebody who sometimes is like, I'm controversial, or I want to be everything, I want to be everywhere. One day I want to be a speaker, motivational speaker. One day I want to be a pastor. One day I want to be, an economist. One day I want to be, it's just my interest for a lot of things, to learn a lot of things. I have my main goals. I have my long-term goals. I have my short-term goals. But I find that a lot of women here cannot really go into those things. They're just, with the flow. Okay, let's just go, and this is where I'm going. I'm going to maybe do this. And so, we're just going to try to make it work. But I don't really know about making it work because I've seen it's
You've seen divorces and
too
stuff
many,
like
and I guess it happens too close to me, so that's probably why I'm from the notion that I want to make sure I get to know the woman very well first.
I think whether the woman is here or back home, you will still get the chance to know whoever she is. It's up to you and the person involved. You can bring a person from back home and she will behave the same way as the lady here. So why do you have to even bother yourself to go spend time with the lady and then you come back and face the same problem you were running away from? And I'm not saying that is a bad idea to go home and get married. It's really good. We all have our preferences. But I'm saying that we are all humans and no one is perfect. As you said, you have your goal. Before you also met the lady also had her goals. So why don't we sit together? Hey, this is my goal. This is your goal. Where can we meet in the middle? How is it going to help us? If you pursue this, if I pursue this, how is it going to help both of us? At first, it was just you. It was just me. But now we're coming together to do what? To make it work. The two shall be one. So it's not about my decision. It's not about your decision. It's about our decision now. So it's not about what I want right now or what you want to pursue. It's what we want to
do together.
Exactly.
I mean, that makes sense. I guess the only question is are they really trying to understand where you're going, or are they saying yes because they really want to be in a relationship with you, or they're really in love with you?
I mean, can you make your question clear?
So somebody can tell you, people travel to the United States,
right,
and they need something in order to work.
In
order to move to and from.
Okay.
So if you tell me you want to be a warehouse manager, I'll support you. Maybe that's not my goal in life, but I need something. So I would support you. But that's where my question is, how and this is very, again, it's circumstantial. It's not the same for every situation. So I guess we have to pray to the Lord.
Yeah, but I mean, I just want to lay emphasis on the fact that you shouldn't really take too much time trying to get to know somebody, because look, every day you can stay with somebody for 10 years and not still knowing the person. People are surprised sometimes, and the people that you know, or the people who go through divorces, they never thought that they would go through divorce. They thought that they knew the people that they were going to get married to, but at some point something might happen that you never anticipated. Life is full of surprises. Situations might come whereby the person falls sick, the person loses his job, something dramatic comes, and the person cannot handle it. Life is so complex, and that is why everything that we do should be based on pure love. And like you were saying, people get married for all kind of diverse reasons, reasons that are not sometimes very good. Documentation and other things, it's not a good thing, because I mean, if you are getting married to somebody and you don't love the person, even those who said they love, they have issues. So if you are getting married to somebody because of something, then it's going to be a whole lot of problem. Yeah. So you guys, I mean, the young people who are coming, I'm not that old, but at least I can advise the younger ones like you. You guys should be very, very careful, because it's a long journey.
I think our generation is really facing a bigger problem. Like you said, in the olden days, our grandmothers or grandparents they will stay in their houses, and then they will bring a lady, hey, this is your wife.
Wife, yep.
What happened? How is it changing? Is it because we are losing our culture, or we are just imitating some cultures that doesn't benefit us? Why?
Right. Sometimes being too independent-minded, the Western culture is influencing us, whether we are conscious of it or not. Yeah. When we used to go by our own ways of doing things were very easy, and broken hearts and pains and stress were much on a low level. Now we want to copy the lifestyle of these Western people, America, UK. This is how they do it. I meet somebody I love, or under some at some restaurant, and he just bends down and say, "Will you marry me?" And that is engagement. Without any recognition from the parent, without anything, we just go ahead and do counseling, and we do it our own way. And we think the modern people think they are so smart, so they will do it their own way. They don't care about whoever thinks you can. I mean, they just neglect any rules, and they go back. They don't care. And then so now wisdom and time will come and bite you. Time will expose the whole thing that it was just a facade. Initially, it might look like it's working, but because it doesn't really have any basis, any foundation. Were you in love? What was the motive? Was it just for? And most often, I can tell you, for most of these young guys, it's sexual attraction. Physical.
True.
He just sees the lady and sees like, yeah. But if you really love the person, it's not so much about all these pleasures and all. I want to sleep with her and all that. You can wait. If true love is always patient. So if you see a guy and the guy is not ready to wait, it's a suspicion that he has his own motive. And this is why people are going through broken hearts and all that kind of stuff. He says, I cannot wait. I just want to have you now. And then he has you now. And then later on, he's misbehaving.
Wow, that's interesting. I was also thinking from this angle. Since in the olden days, we don't get married to just one person. We get married to families.
Yeah.
So my family, you can do no harm to me, because if you do, my father is coming straight to you.
Yeah.
My grandfather is right there.
The whole families are involved,
So here's the case. Oh, we want to get divorced. The two of us just make the decision and it's done. But in the olden days, because the whole family is involved, it's hard. Yeah.
Yeah, so many things. Yeah.
And,
so go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And that is why we should always respect the olden ways of doing things. The olden ways have been proven and tested. Our parents, our aunties, you can look at most of them, at least. If there might be divorces, but if you look at the statistics, you will see that they got married and they stayed for a long time. So if you look at the modern statistics and you compare it, and theirs is working, then why don't you go to theirs? And if you are going to the olden days, what is older than the Bible? So you see, we will dance around now and come back to the Bible. Because if you even compare our culture, the Ghanaian society, you see that most people get married and they stay married. And that is the olden days. And we have the olden days. They were even staying even longer than our parents. Our parents, if you go to Ghana now, you realize there are still a few divorces here and there. But go into the olden days, the biblical times, it was even more serious. What were they doing? The fear of God was there. So you see, we will go around in this, and that is why Americans have written on their money, in God we trust. So in this world, you will go around, you come back to the same thing, that you cannot do away with God.
100%.
Yeah.
Again, I'm playing devil's advocate.
Sure, I understand.
I definitely admire the olden days love. Yes, it was deeply rooted.
Yeah.
It was more than just you and I. It's like Mavis said, family. It goes way back.
Yeah.
However, I would not say that like most of the men or even the women in the olden days did not make mistakes. Some of our grandfathers were married to multiple women.
Yeah.
They had concubines. They had other people on the side, as we say it. But what you realize is that the way their wives or their significant other react to some of these is very different from how currently other people, and I'm not saying it's a good thing to do. I'm just saying maybe that contributed to why, again, like Mavis said, a relationship goes deeper than just you and I in a relationship. It's families and families and families. So even maybe
But these days, no one is
but
gonna say.
now, and I'm not trying to justify that, but I'm saying, could that be a part of, and it doesn't have to necessarily be, say, on you before, but the forgiveness part, you know, where our mothers and our fathers could sometimes forgive each other and move on like nothing happened. You know, could that be a reason some of those olden days relationship lasted, as opposed to now? Is like you said, quick action. We get married, we divorce ourselves.
Yeah, what you are saying even buttresses my point. One more time, you are laying emphasis. You are supporting me covertly without even realizing it. Now, in those days, you were saying they were going into multiple women, multiple marriages, multiple issues, and still their marriages were working.
Exactly.
Look, so let me look at something here. I am a man in the olden days. I have about 4 wives, with even concubines. And there was no divorce.
Nope.
Everything was moving perfectly. Let's fast forward and come to our modern times. I have 1 wife, and I'm still having issues. That shows you there's something fundamentally wrong. We have a bigger problem.
So what do you think is the fundamental?
So I think, in my opinion, I think the change of role in our society. In the olden days, the women were taking care of the house. They were taking care of the babies. The men would go to the field, come back, buy the house, buy the cars for the woman. But these days, the woman is working
50-50.
50-50, sometimes it's 80-50. So I have to go to the field, as you are. I have to, like, take care of the house, take care of the baby. And then I come back home and then, like, you're giving me pressure. What else do you expect from me?
Yeah, I mean, that is what I'm saying. The fundamental thing is that modern society, there's a complete disrespect for God. We don't regard what God says. Those days, they were very submissive. The Bible says, be submissive to your husbands. So that's why the woman could even tolerate it when the husband was even going for another woman. This time, you are not even going for another woman. And you are still having problems in your home. So imagine if these people were living in the olden times. Even now, the husband, 1 man, 1 wife, and there's still problem. Those days, he was bringing in girlfriends, and the women. You see, you cannot play out God.
Yeah.
And you cannot play out the fact that God, who created the world, understands the world better than us. If you want something to succeed, you go by the manual. There are many times that we have bought items that we did not want to go to the manual. We were feeling lazy to read. And we put it aside. And then we will struggle. And then later on, we go back to the manual. And that is how we live our lives. We struggle. People are hurting. Broken hearts. Go to asylums. Even here, people are going through emotional problems. Rehabs. Because he thought that he could do it in his own way. Sometimes I try to avoid God in my talk. You go run and you come back to the same thing. So God cannot be avoided. He created his world. And so you can try to dodge him and squeeze your way. Why don't I have to sleep with this guy? I am attracted to him. You sleep with him, he sleeps with you 2-3 times. He doesn't find you attractive again. Meanwhile, before he slept with you, you were like an egg. I also be there, I also pay there. You call him on the phone. Maybe he say, oh, Snow, Thomas Snow. He says, no, I want to still see you. I'll come.
4x4.
Now when it's even the sun is even on, he said he should come. He said he won't come.
It's raining.
He's talking anyhow to you, disrespecting you. Yeah, talks to you anyhow. Sometimes you are talking and then he just cuts you off because now the respect is not there. God knew all these things, that there will be a time this guy is going to cut you off. So God foresees it. And he tells you, he knows how the human brain, especially this guy's brain, how it works. So he's telling you ahead. He knows how it doesn't matter whether the guy is a Christian or what. Yeah. The way guys' brain work is different. The moment you give him that chance, that opportunity. Why are some girls, people might term not so beautiful, getting married ahead of those who are beautiful? Because the guy is going the God way. So you see, it's not like sometimes by virtue of me being an elder, I'm advocating for something that I stand for, because probably it's my profession. But these are realities. And America will not write something in God we trust on their money for nothing. Yeah, so I will just admonish people to be patient and to always go God's way. God's way is always the best.
So do you think if we our generation try to go God's way, is it gonna help us? Like, I'm not saying God's way is not the best, but here's the case. Okay, I'm gonna stay home. My husband is gonna do work and then pay the rent, like take all these expenses. Is it gonna work?
Surely, I can assure you that Jesus said something. He said, I don't want to go too much into religion at all spiritual, but he said that narrow is the way that leads to life and broad is the way that leads to destruction. You see, going God's way is always difficult. And that is why young people especially don't want to hear some of this God, Jesus thing. Mm-hmm. Because God's way is going to tell him that stay out of sex. Do not do this. Don't drink. Don't do that. And that is the narrow way Jesus was talking about. If, as you sit down here, if you decide that I'm going to go God's way, or if you are going God's way in whatever you are doing, the initial stages is going to be very difficult. Whereby you see a guy, you yourself, you are trying to the guy wants to sleep with you, you said no. You yourself, and even, society is going to make it even more difficult. Your friends are telling you how they slept with the guy. You are going to read books. And now look at even our TVs, movies, everywhere that you pass. So that is what we are talking about, the narrow way. But in the long run, you are going to go, first of all, God is going to bless you. Secondly, you are going to earn huge, massive, tremendous respect from this guy. So God knows all this psychology. There's no way. I don't know anybody who says, the guy wanted to sleep with me. I said no. So I saw him getting married to another person. It has never happened. Oh yeah, it has never happened and it will never happen. There's no guy who will attempt to sleep with you. And then you will say, I will not sleep with you. And then he says, okay, then because you are a good girl, I'm going to marry a bad girl. Because that one was ready to sleep with me. He will probably go and sleep with somebody and wait for you and get married to you.
I also know some guys who say they don't like virgins. Let me in quotes. They don't like virgins because they're too difficult. Like,
they are just saying it. They are lying. Don't mind it. Don't mind it. No. They are not serious.
We say that if we're not ready to be in a relationship with them. Yeah. So if a guy tells you that, then it means they are not ready to settle down. Like maybe a virgin.
He's not,
because what a virgin will do is they'll become attached. And they want to really be serious in a relationship. They forget everything. It's like when you buy a new baby a toy, they are attached to the toy. They want it every day. Yeah. So most guys, if we say we don't want a virgin, it just means we're not ready for that kind of attachment.
That's right.
So that should flag something for every girl that he's not trying to be in a serious
Exactly. Mr. Lloyd, you are good. And I really am particularly enthused about your program because it's going to open people's eyes to a lot of stuff. It's going to be very beneficial to people. There are things that we take for granted. You go to church, you think, what are these people wasting their time for?
Yeah.
But if you are going to take the things that are being taught seriously, you are going to go a long way. Like Lloyd is saying, the person is just making excuses. One, you being a virgin, he might find it difficult, try to convince you to go to bed with him.
Yeah.
That is why he doesn't like it. Or he might end up sleeping with you and you might be attached to him because that's your first experience.
Yeah.
And you are going to
don't
be
want
so
commitment.
attached. Yeah, so he's trying to make excuses. But anytime you go God's way, it's going to be difficult. In the long run, you are going to be the winner.
Okay. So let's get back to the dating.
Yeah.
We have a list. The men and the women have a long list.
Mm-hmm.
Is it good to have those lists? Like, I want a guy who is tall, handsome, educative, like
Muscle.
6 packs. Yeah.
Okay.
Not like a drum, you know. I want someone with 6 packs, like hardworking, someone who brings home money. Like, is it good to have those long lists?
I mean, you should have some expectations, but don't make it too high. That explains why there are a lot of ladies who are still searching, because sometimes the expectation that you have for yourself is just a storybook expectation. You just be reading some books and the guys Cinderella stories, and they read and they watch love stories.
Yeah.
Because sometimes getting all those things in one person, you should be 6 feet. Light skin, speak Spanish, do this, do that. In one person, it's almost impossible. And then you are setting yourself up not to get married.
Yeah.
Because you might probably get all these things and the guy is not treating you well. Yeah. Because he's the taste of most women.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
that's true.
that guy, if even there's a person who has all those things you are talking about, then it's sure that everybody is looking for him. And now you are in the relationship with this guy, and he's always cheating on you because the ladies are throwing themselves at him, and he doesn't even see you as special. I mean, there are people who are probably more beautiful than you, who are just ready to sleep. They are even begging him.
And you're saying no.
And he is saying no. So he comes home and he says like you are just like one of them. He doesn't take you seriously.
My father used to tell me something. He's not alive anymore. May he rest in peace. But he always used to tell me, focus on your education, your job, and get your money right, and then the women will come.
Of course.
Because
Of course.
that is what is on the list
Yeah.
for most women.
Oh.
Look at these celebrities. Some of them have big bellies.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are 6-pack fit. All of them.
They still
They've
fit.
seen the girls, the same girls now, almost per 6-pack. They've been with the one with the pot belly. It's like they are going in for something specific. So when they don't get it here, they go here, they get it there. No more jiwe kaka. No more jiwe.
Yeah.
So, you know, I guess, is it okay, if I should ask, for me to reach certain goals I'm looking for in life before I say, okay, now I'm ready to commit? Because I don't want to start dating somebody and maybe I'm not financially stable. But then as soon as you see somebody, or
Who's
somebody
stable?
comes around who's more stable, sometimes guys, we get intimidated by other guys.
Mhm,
Will they
mhm.
leave and go and be with these people?
Oh, right. I mean, it's always good for you to set some standard. I mean, it's so miserable when you are with a woman and you cannot even take care of her needs. Yeah, so you should place yourself at a comfortable position where you can take care of your family. It's not so proper for you to just hang in there expecting that maybe let's I mean if you can put yourself together, but then if not and you have something little going whereby she's not necessarily going to be hungry, but you can take care of her and hope for the best, that should be fine. But the whole thing is that my basis for today's discussion is that ladies should be very careful, because most guys, at least about 70%, they come and they are coming for your body. They don't really care. Most of these young guys, they just don't really now. Because as well, a Ghanaian guy who's around 24, 25, it's not likely he's looking for something serious. It's
He's
just
not
fun.
ready
So
for
the
marriage.
dating for him is sex.
That's a chimney beside.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But that is the true fact. Yeah. For most Ghanaian guys around that age, they are not ready to settle down. He
Okay.
sees himself as a boy. Ghanaians, 24, or a boy. Sometimes if they are in Ghana, they are being shipped by their parents. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, boom, so you're small. Now also I fall in love. Oh no, no, oh yeah, no,
What
no,
do you
no.
just give me?
Oh yeah.
Thank you, Adam. So this is so interesting.
I also have a question. So,
And you say, "Yeah, yeah, be that."
Oh yeah. Amunye jam.
so is it okay to have like 3 or 4 guys in mind or 3 or 4 ladies in mind? Options in mind. Like, okay, if this one doesn't work out, maybe this is gonna work out. Do you have to have those
So, yeah,
options?
exactly.
Yeah, I think it's not really a good thing. You should just you pray about it that God, because sometimes those things can get you confused,
Yes.
and most people even end up choosing the wrong one.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, what are you really looking? What is you should have one thing that is. I mean, you can compromise on anything, but that thing you're not going to compromise on. And for me, I think every lady should look for somebody who fears God.
Number
And a
one.
genuine fear of God. Oh. I'm not talking about the guy who's in the church and then you come home and he's trying to sleep with you. This person is going to betray you along the line. The one who is truly a Christian, one, says he cannot even if he's truly a Christian, at some point God is going to provide that money. Because he has a connection with God, God is going to take. The righteous can never be neglected forever. Righteous people go through tough moments. Yeah, so if your primary focus should be somebody who fears God, he's not going to cheat on you. He fears God. Even when you are not there, this person fears God. The person should not be so much in love with you. He should be so much in love with God. And by being in love with God, he'll be in love with you because the Bible teaches him to love his wife. So if you get somebody who fears God, who is not necessarily wealthy at this time, you've got it all. That is the key. And you shouldn't just be also Sonia, man. Not that kind of people. Now, that kind of people, along the line, there are going to be challenges. And as a guy, he's going to come face to face with situations where ladies will be throwing themselves at him. And I mean, you're going to get yourself into a whole lot of trouble.
Interesting.
Other someone, what aside fearing God, what are the other things that you would say? Because, like you said, dating should potentially be for a short period of time when you know you're ready to actually
of
marry.
course. Absolutely.
So I've met Mavis. We've known each other for 2-3 months.
Have you met Mavis?
I've
Oh,
met
okay.
her here.
Okay.
Close.
Okay.
So my eye day inside,
Okay.
my one eye.
Okay.
But aside the fact that I fear God and hopefully my actions are showing that I'm actually doing the things of God and I'm not trying to sleep with Mavis or sleep with anybody I'm saying that I'm dating. What are other things that you think a woman should look out for in a man and a man should look out for in a woman aside, because you bet me shower, sorry, but aside the fear of God, what will
else?
make you say, I think you're ready to settle,
Yeah.
come for counseling?
Absolutely. I think our love should be premised on, apart from the fear of God, it should also be premised on our likes and dislikes. The primary thing being the fact that, are you attracted to the person? Because marriage is big. Oh. And if sexually, if you are not even attracted to this person and you're going to stay with this person, this is where cheating and stuff comes in.
No, that's true.
Absolutely. Because, look, this person is going to be your sexual partner for the rest of your life.
Some people marry because of food. The woman can cook.
Food, they sell some at McDonald's and other places.
Auntie Agi.
Auntie Agi, I just heard,
Point.
Auntie Agi here in
Columbus.
East Side, right?
Yeah, East Side.
Yeah.
I just heard about her.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, I didn't even know about
her.
her.
Because your wife is doing well, so you've not even
Yeah, so look, seriously, this person is going to be your. I mean, I like this program. This person is going to be your sexual partner for the. We are going to be so blunt on this program; it will even
We have
surprise you.
Yeah.
This person is going to be your sexual partner for the rest of your life, and this guy doesn't attract you. You come to him and you are even bored. You don't find him interesting. He doesn't attract you in any way. And because he fears God, you say, I'm going to stay with him. You are going to cheat on him. So it should be one. After the God fearing thing, the next thing is, are you sexually attracted to him? That should be the second
Wow,
thing.
this is from a counselor.
Oh yeah,
I've
seriously.
written it down.
Oh yeah,
Notes. This
because
is
the first day I saw my wife, I was like,
one day.
yeah.
Then
So you should be attracted to the person.
So, do you believe in love at first sight? Does it exist?
It's not love at first sight, it's attraction. I mean, I saw the person, I feel like I'm attracted to you. I want to know more about you. So, you see, the person you should get that attraction. One man advised me when I was about to get married. He asked me, are you sexually attracted to this person? People were talking religion and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He was so blunt and real with me. And I think it was the best way to go.
Yeah.
I think it is absolutely
A
the best
pastor
way
actually, I'm sorry to cut you. A pastor actually told me that you should not marry somebody you're not sexually attracted.
Yeah.
That's the basis for cheating.
Yeah.
For Muslim.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Because especially for us guys,
Our eyes.
our eyes. So he is with somebody and looking at another person. Even those who said they were sexually attracted, at some point, even those who said it too. So if he's not sexually attracted to you,
that's a
then
big
there's going to
problem.
be even so much of a. So there should be something about this lady that when you see, you are just
always-
waiting for the day
The chance.
that this thing is going to happen. The day that the pastor is going to say, you guys.
Husband and wife.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So you are so much fell of this guy or fell of this lady. That attraction should be there,
I
and
think-
this accounts for so many problems in
I
marriage.
think that's why it's good not to maybe be intimate till you get married.
Oh
'cause
yeah.
then
Oh yeah.
It's really
Oh, yeah.
extreme when you
Oh
finally
yeah.
get the chance.
It's so difficult, but it's
Yeah.
it's very important, very crucial.
This is a good program.
Yeah, it's very crucial to. Yeah.
Now, I do want to ask a question since we're on sexual now. If your significant other cheats, I know the Bible, what the Bible says, but the Bible also says to forgive. You
Yeah.
know. Now, out of best mind, do you take it case by case, or is there a rule of thumb for if one person cheats on the other?
For me, I think when cheating comes, you guys should go your separate ways.
Oh wow!
Because yeah. First of all, because Jesus is somebody who always talks about forgiveness, who always talk about no matter if somebody offends you 70 times, 7 times, 490 times, forgive the person. What did he say when he came to the matter of cheating? He said, for that one, he will allow you to divorce. God hates divorce. For cheating, he allows. Why? Because there's going to be a complete breakdown of trust.
Yes.
There's going to be especially once you know that he can do it, you even see him with a lady, sometimes even for a business discussion, and you don't trust. One guy was going to get married to a very beautiful lady in Ghana. The guy had been watching my program on Holy Hills Radio. So he called me and said he's going to get married to this very beautiful lady. But not knowing, he heard about a rumor that the lady was sleeping with his boss. And then he asked the lady, and the lady confessed that before he met him, he was dating the boss. And even after he met, he has slept with the boss once. And the guy is asking me whether he should go ahead and he showed me the lady's pictures, so beautiful.
Amazing.
So he was asking me, what do I think?
Wow.
And I said, as far as I'm concerned, I think you should not go ahead with it.
Wow, that's hard.
So it means you're using the person's past to.
Yeah, the reason I might go ahead and say that is the basis, the trust issues is
already
going to
broken.
be difficult. The trust, and once there's trust, there's distrust. It's Isaac one day told me a story. I don't know whether he even remembers the story, where somebody cheated, and then the thing he wanted for him to be pacified with is salt. He says, "Okay, you have cheated." You remember that story? You have
Go
cheated.
back,
Yeah,
yeah.
you have cheated on me. All I want is a bag of salt. And then the lady brings it. Every time the lady cooks, he says, in a way reminding you that I've not forgiven you. Especially for a guy,
Yeah.
on your best days, he can even remember that, why did this lady do that? A lady can easily forget about it and move on. But for a guy, I think that it will serve in your interest for you to.
What if I really, really, or you really, really like
Love
this
the
person?
You really, really like him. And that is what even makes it pains you the more.
Yeah, that's
If you really, the more you like somebody, the more you love somebody, you can love somebody to the extent that even his past is even hurting you. You don't know that?
Wow.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's true.
You can love somebody to the point that
Yeah, why?
she tells you about her past. Oh, I have this guy that I used to sleep with. Oh, that guy was so good. And even that is hurting you. And so if you fast forward it, somebody that you were with who has had the temerity to go and cheat on you, and you think you will take it easy, the mere fact that you even love her is even going to make you hate her the more. Yeah, so it's the ideal situation. The ideal situation is that let her go. Seriously, it's going to.
Guys,
What do you
this
say?
is awakening. I'm so quiet. I can't even say anything. So we are waiting for your opinions. The number is 614-577-1434. I'm speechless right now. I'm learning a lot today, and I hope you're also learning something. If you are online, you can also go to Awaken at holyhillsradio.com. We can read your comment from there. So I think that is really shocking, like, because God said we should forgive, right?
Yeah.
And it's the person's past. Why are you using the past against the present?
No, I mean, absolutely. I know sometimes the heart is deceptive, like the Bible says. Once you like something,
Maybe, I guess you gotta put
you gotta,
call.
yeah.
Can you put the speaker?
No, yeah, just click here.
Hi, this is Holy Hills Radio Awakening. Who am I speaking to?
Yeah, you're speaking to somebody who is a very active listener of the program. God bless you. My name is Kwame.
Okay, Kwame. What's your contribution?
Yeah, I think I posted something about saying that cheating is very serious. When you don't take care, somebody takes chances.
Yeah.
This is Kwame.
Wow. If you don't take care, someone will take chances.
Can you elaborate?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so you see, in the nutshell, when somebody is cheating, don't forget to ignore that person, because the moment you leave that person behind, or the moment you try to accept that person into your life again, the system will still continue. It's so systematic. Whenever you keep on pursuing something in your life, and it comes to a point that thing comes back to chase after you, you will tend to lose your life. When you see somebody cheating in a relationship, it's a note for you to leave the relationship. If you keep on, I bet you will lose your life.
Okay.
So just as I said, cheating is very serious. When you don't take care, somebody takes chances. That's the point.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Kwame.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate your call.
Yeah.
The lines are still opening. Is 614-577-1434 or 614-577-1464.
I was going to try to move on, but...
You still want to delve into it?
No, I guess... It might me to check the memo.
Yeah.
But
So
in
why
my
can't
mind,
you
it's
forgive?
really difficult for us to let go. Yeah, even if we let go, it's somewhere in the back of our heads. And it hurts your ego.
Yeah.
And a man's ego is the basis of his foundation. And so
You're too smart for your age. You're too smart for your age.
But then I'm trying to forgive.
Yeah.
Even in as much as my ego is bruised, honorable, I want to know, is there any way we can forgive and at least be friends? What?
I mean, the whole thing is, I know exactly what they are saying. Sometimes when you are into a girl, you love somebody so much and you find a person so beautiful. And this situation that I was talking about, the person who called me, I mean, the lady was so beautiful. So letting go was so difficult. But at some point, they still broke up. They got married and broke up.
Oh wow! They actually ended up married.
Oh yeah, they got married. He went ahead. He
went
just, Debbie. And I knew he wouldn't listen. When I saw the picture, I told him, I said, look, I'm going to give you this advice. I know you wouldn't take it, but I'll just state it on record, because I know you come back and tell. Because when I saw the picture, I said, if it was me, it would be difficult.
Wow.
Oh yeah. So, and guys, like you're saying, what they see is what they see. So once he's attracted to you, he feels like that is it. So I will always say that for a guy especially, just let the lady go.
Wow.
As difficult as it might seem, because our ego is so attached to our sexuality.
Yeah.
For a guy,
Yeah.
and on this program, you guys are adults, so I will say certain things.
Please feel free.
Go ahead.
For a guy, tell the guy he's broke, he's useless. He might probably forgive you.
Yeah.
Tell him he's sexually bad in bed.
That's
And
it.
that is
That's
it.
it.
That is it.
That's the end.
It shows you how serious guys attach, the kind of
Manhood.
importance they attach to manhood. So for you to cheat and he says he has forgiven you and he's staying in the same house with you, one day he might even end up killing you.
Wow.
One day
That's
he'll be there
serious.
and then be thinking about all the stuff you did and you might end up. And that's why people are killing people, even in this country.
Yeah.
That is how serious it is.
But
Wow. But it's okay for the men to cheat, but the women cannot.
Men shouldn't cheat, and women, if you can't handle it, let them. But women are sometimes able to let it. I mean, slide.
I mean, so far as men cannot forgive, I also not forgive you.
Yeah, I mean, and that is the only day Jesus Christ said it's okay for you to divorce.
so
That
it's
is
not bad if you want to leave. I guess
Yeah,
that's what
and that is the I think it's the ideal thing is you have to leave because you yourself you are going to deal with emotional things inside. That is not going to help you. It's going to steal your joy from you. You see this woman and you are imagining. Sometimes you even want to know. So how did you guys do it? It's not like you are not talking about things she did before you.
Yeah.
Things that something that she has
with
done that when she was with you. You are so hurt. Your ego is so bruised. You won't even find out. So how did it happen?
What's that?
Oh my goodness.
I love it. He's the man.
Yeah, so it's always important to let the person go and start afresh from somewhere.
Sometimes what you realize is that the people who make these mistakes, when they are caught, and I say when they realize they were wrong, they become so humble, so respectful, so everything you want under the sun.
Yeah, like Kwame was saying, if you want to take a risk, people take risk, and sometimes it works. Relationship is a broad thing, and that is why I want you guys to on your program to dwell on this topic for about 5 weeks.
Yes,
because people are dying, people's life are being messed up simply because they had it wrong on relationship. People can have it wrong on education and still be fine.
Yes.
People can have it wrong in friendship and still be fine. Once it comes to relationship, it's something else. People are going crazy. People are dying. People are committing suicide. Why? Because relationship is sensitive. And if you don't go God's way, you're going to make mistakes. If you are with somebody and the person has cheated, especially if you were dating in this situation, let's talk about even dating. If you were dating and the person cheated, the chances that he's going to cheat on you when you get married is so high. The chances that this person doesn't even take you serious, doesn't respect you, is high. He has given you, I was telling the guy, that this is a red flag. God even loves you, and that is why it even came out.
Wow.
And the chances that this same person is going to sleep with your wife is high.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I want us to be as blunt and as realistic as possible because you guys are adults.
Yes.
And pretty shortly, you'll be making some tough decisions in your life.
Yeah.
Decisions that, I mean, even probably less than that.
Yeah.
Less than a year.
They are looking at your face.
Less than a year.
Decisions that are irreversible.
Yes.
I mean, you just make it and that is it.
Okay, let me ask you. If the person is God-fearing, I am sexually attracted to them. What else do you think I should look out for in a man or a woman?
Oh, I mean, is the person hardworking? Because in our society, I cannot, especially in America, you are talking about somebody that you cannot, you alone cannot handle bills and stuff. What are you calling for? Or sorry, or then tomorrow and then you alone are
going and coming. Let me ask
you.
you, is that a basis for divorce?
No, absolutely not. If you got married to the person,
okay, I guess before you got married.
You should encourage the person. If he's still being a lazy person, I don't think you should go ahead. Lazy people are very bad people.
Very bad.
And that's what.
Lazy people are very bad people.
My mind can say, I have to think before I come to you. Wait, let me say,
No. These things are delicate. These things are very delicate. People don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Or they want to disguise it. And this is why this is your program. If you take it serious, you're going to help people a lot.
Yeah.
Because and keep on inviting people. Noah, for instance, is a very good counselor. You guys should get him probably next week, or because he's such a fantastic counselor. Look, people are going and coming back. Why do you have to go and come back? Why don't you
go and stay?
Yeah, prepare well and go and stay in it. Rather than just doing anything anyhow and then you go into it. Like this sexual thing that I'm talking about. People are in marriages who are sleeping with other people's wives. All because probably, like she was saying earlier on, documentation or something. So they went into the relationship, had no love for the person. If you love somebody, you can endure so much. Whatever you guys go through.
Conquers all.
You find the person attractive. And so far as sexually you are fulfilled, you can endure so much. But if you are frustrated sexually, this person doesn't, and any little thing she does even frustrates you. And you might keep on fighting with this person, but it's all because you are sexually frustrated.
And it's not really every other thing.
It's not.
Just one specific.
You are fighting something,
For
other things.
So you can't even talk to your pastor because you don't want to disgrace the person.
Yeah.
You don't want to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's better for you to wait till you are 45 years and get somebody you like than for you to marry because everybody.
I like this one.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Rather than to rush and
you.
just for the sake of it. Oh seriously.
Because everybody's saying my time is ticking.
Oh no, it's not it.
It's not
Guy,
it.
what about vegan women?
It's not
Everyone,
it.
yeah, you know this auntie, right?
Yes.
Yeah, she was so patient. Now look at her.
She's beautiful.
So happy, very beautiful. She got married around what age? 42 or so,
Yeah,
43.
she has a son.
Yeah.
or
Oh yeah.
daughter.
So believe you me, as for me, I believe in being sincere, being honest, being candid with things that we do. You might go and then you might come back. So why don't you, get it right and go
Going once
like
and
our CEO who has been married for so many years
Yeah,
and still
13.
enjoying his marriage. This man is a powerful man. So go once and no more rather than just doing anything anyhow and then
Try
coming
your
back.
luck.
Trial. Marriage is not trial luck. Oh, seriously. And I know and the subsequent people who become will be saying the same thing to you guys. Because if you guys, some people knew what you guys know now, they would have been so grateful. They didn't know it.
That's
Went
so
into it,
true.
make a mess of themselves, and now it's not sex necessarily.
Yeah.
But then the primary thing is God.
Yes.
The second most important is attraction. And attraction,
So back to attraction. Some people are saying, why will I going? I have to try it. You're saying we shouldn't try it, right? Before marriage. But you get married to someone who is sexually not active. Since you didn't try it, how you're gonna stay with that person forever? You're gonna struggle with that. Won't that also cause
You
divorce?
can buy my
yeah, this one that you are asking, I will not pretend that it's not a tough question.
Yeah.
The fact that people should not, have sex before they get married. This one is a tough one. Why? Because people have gone into marriage and then found out so many things later on. Found out so many things.
One wants it more than the other.
Yeah, so many things have come up. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Comment.
So many things have come up. It looks like
We know you
people
have
are
comments, but
yeah.
it's hard to see.
Okay.
It's hard to read. If we can get it on a tablet or
Yeah.
a
If
phone.
my phone was here, I would have been able to. Yeah. So, I think what I was even talking about. I'm going old now. Yeah. About not trying.
Yeah.
I will not pretend that it's difficult. It's the most difficult. But the whole thing is that people have tried it. They just want to know you in terms of sex, and instead it didn't work. And then most often when they sleep with you, they don't take you serious. It doesn't even work. So go the God's way. Tell him, I will not let you sleep with me today nor tomorrow. If you don't like it, fine. And most people will stay. Once you are going God himself will let them stay. And everything will work.
So
My
just
phone.
to
Oh, yeah.
piggyback, what if do you go for the people, church, environment? That's why I guess it's good to involve the society. Do you have people who you can talk to about such things with maybe your spouse, and they can advise you on maybe things to do, like relationship therapy?
Oh, sure. We have, like I was saying, we have like Eda Noah, who is such a fantastic marriage counselor, who I know you guys will be inviting him pretty shortly. He'll come and say some powerful things.
OBCE elder.
Yeah. Oh, seriously, we want to be as blunt as possible, and I guess that these are things that we should know that will be quite helpful to us.
Yeah. Please, we're here looking at your comments.
Let me take a look at
yes.
some of this
Yeah.
stuff.
Please send your comments or call in. Again, the phone number is 614-577-1434. 614-577-1434. Holy Hills Radio. This is Awaken again, and Mavis and I have a wonderful guest here. and he's excellent.
Really like.
I mean,
keeps
I'm
it
not.
real.
I'm trying to be real and blunt
keeps
with
it
you guys
real.
because believe
You know,
you me, I believe that.
And
if
now I'll call him with my women issues.
I'll come in with my main issues. Too.
okay, sure, of course.
Because he keeps it real. He's honest. If it's bad, he tells you it's bad. If it's good, he tells you what to look out for, the red flags.
No, we need to be very circumspect when it comes to relationship. People are dying, committing suicides. I have never heard anybody who failed the exams and they are dying because I mean, yeah. But when it comes to this thing, sometimes it's not reversible. You make the decision and it's stuck with you. So why don't you become cautious, take precautions, make sure you put your things in their rightful places, make a decision that is going to be that is going to last long, and then you save yourself a lot of heartaches. Why don't you go that route rather than making life so cumbersome and complicated, and now you're finding ways to cheat your wife? You must marry somebody that you are attracted to, someone who fears God, and I'll keep on repeating it.
So with people who may be dating, but for example, one person is so focused on education or work, so you see that there's a gap between maybe the man and the woman. Maybe the man is somebody who wants to do masters, PhD, and the woman is somebody who on school.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, could do high school. But you see that there's already some type of a gap already with regards to their goals or where they are trying to go. Is this a basis for you is this a red flag, or is this something that maybe you think can be worked out, where the woman is saying, as for you, every day you are going to work, you are going to school. You know, school no work because for some of us, we want to study as much as we can.
Oh, okay.
And for some women, I don't know if it's intimidation of the man going that far, but then they would rather a man who's on the same level with them, or somebody who's not too far from them. Is that something?
No, I mean, if the disparity between you and your partner is too wide, there are bound to be problems. Obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously, there are going to be, because even your the level of your understanding.
Yes.
Sometimes you are discussing something and she's on a different page and you are also on a different page. This will bring quarrels and sometimes confusion, animosity here and there. Yeah. But I think that is why education has no end. You can go into the field, really, really love the person. If the first two things that are outlined, if these are things that you think are helpful to you, or things that are something that you buy into, why don't you get into the relationship and encourage your partner to go to school? Now, because of online courses and stuff, the person can be at home and still be schooling, and that should at least.
I also have this theory, or I want a guy who is ahead of me. It's not like I want someone really ahead, someone who can pull me along. You are educated. Let's say you went to university. I now finished high school. You have to be able to pull me along. You don't have to leave me behind. So that's the kind of person. I don't want to be above my husband, because when that happens, the respect goes down. Because I'm in charge. Hey, I'm holding PhD and you are high school. When my friends come over, like, how is it gonna be like? With men, it looks like it's okay when your lady is down there, but as a lady, I want my husband to be ahead of me, making all the decisions, like making all, So I think education is really important when it comes to dating or relationships. For me, it's really important.
Yeah, Mavis. I mean, I can only applaud you for this. With this kind of mindset, you want your man to be ahead, you want to promote him, you want him to be, in charge. And with this, there's very little reason to suggest that your marriage can break. Because men have ego. He made mention of it. This guy is smart. You see him like that?
I try. I learned from him.
Oh, seriously, because men have this ego thing. And this is why a lot of marriages are breaking, because people are copying the Western world. Some women are copying the Western world, whereby they want to rub shoulders with the men. And when that happens, the man, the kind of love that he has for you is going to dwindle, of course. So in every way possible, you encourage your man. If it's schooling that you want him to be at the top, you encourage him. Sometimes even invest your money, but it should mainly be when you are in a marriage before you begin to invest your money. Before you invest all your money into somebody and then you find out he's getting married to somebody. Yeah, getting married to somebody else. It's always, advisable, and it makes a lot of sense for you to always be careful the kind of stuff that you do before you get married. If in terms of spending money on a person, many people have spent and it ended very bad.
Badly.
Yeah.
Guys, this is Awakening, and we are still waiting for your contributions. The number is 614-577-1434. So, do we...
We were actually going to do it for 30 minutes, but this is so good.
Yeah, but I think your time is almost out.
Yeah, we've gone so we've actually gone way past it. So,
Time.
any final, comments, Elder, that you want to give the youth? What should be the focus of the youth? Like, for example, if you're still in college, if you're still in, and in America, sometimes people can be older, but they're in college.
Yeah,
What
of
advice
course.
do you give to people who are looking forward to seriously get married in the next few months to years?
Yeah, my only advice, even as we are wrapping up the program, I want to thank you guys for inviting me. I've had a fantastic time being with you, and I've also learned a lot from you guys, from the contributions you guys were making. I want young people who are getting ready to get married to be real with themselves, and to always remember that God's way is always the best. It's not a pleasant way. It doesn't make you feel good when everybody is sleeping around and you alone want to go God's way, going by the narrow road. But it's always the best way.
Oh, one last call.
Okay, sure.
Hi, this is Holy Hills Radio, Awakening. Who am I speaking to?
My name is Christian.
Okay, hi Christian, how may I help you?
So I have a brief comment for my ladies as well as my gentlemen.
Okay.
And my question to my ladies is, and I really like your program. And before I go with my question to my gentlemen and my ladies, I want to say, Lloyd, as much as Elder said, it's good to wait. It's also best to also get married.
That's
So
true.
don't be too comfortable with the fact that Elder said you can wait till you get time for the marriage.
Okay, I hear you, sir.
Okay, good. And now my other,
I know him, Chris.
I'll start with a guy first.
Okay.
With my guys, like Elder said, there's an ego in there, right? But with all the ego doesn't mean that everything you do is right. So even if you're in a relationship, you have to also find that caution there to also be submissive.
Yeah.
But submissive is not only for the woman to be submissive. You being submissive doesn't mean that you are under the woman. But then at least listening to what she has to offer can also help in making good decisions. Because most of the time, our women, they just don't know how to present their case, but sometimes they have some good points that if you listen to will make the relationship grow. And then now I'll come to my lady. I know you poor are special. You are the last born of God, so you always want to be pampered. And then being pampered doesn't also mean that you just have to overlook everything and think that everything is just as easy as it is. So when it comes for you to take tough decisions, or your man has to take some tough decisions, just take the patience to listen and also try to reason with him the way you want him to reason with you if you are the one making that suggestion. And when these two are put together, all our relationships will be good. And let's also not deceive ourselves that only the women in the church are the best ones. Sometimes we have to pray, but you'll be sitting with somebody in the church, and he'll be so spiritual that they say, well, the two of you can never go along. So the prayer part is also important. Thank you all, and I really enjoyed your show. One of these days, I'll come visit you in the studio. Bye.
Definitely.
Thank you
Christian.
so much.
Thank you. Yeah, so I was wrapping up, and I said, so we should always go by what God says. I mean, what friends will tell us will give us fun, pleasure, freedom for now. But in the long run, it's going to come back and bite us. What God says is going to make us feel uncomfortable. That's interview about 10 ladies, and about 9 of them will tell you that I went by what friends told me or my own feeling. I just wanted to also feel important, and now they are crying. So if you go by God's way, you will always be on top, and you'll be happy in the long run. I've never seen a lady who says, I refuse to sleep with a guy. The guy.
I don't know one either.
Yeah. So that should tell you. That should tell you.
Yeah. One last comment. I know we're wrapping up. Does medical fall into, sometimes, these sickle cell diseases is because maybe during the dating period we don't check to make sure.
I mean, this is a big topic that I think we should make it for another
time.
So we should come and say all those kind of stuff. Yeah, this is a huge one.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
So,
Mavis, will you close?
yeah, what I'm gonna say is, ladies, be careful. And then, guys, we are very vulnerable, so please treat us well. And we'll also be submissive to you.
Amen.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Please feel free. The email address is awaken@holyhills.com, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
So it's awaken@holyhillsradio.com. You can email us even though we are logging off. And we're here next week, again, 3 p.m. or 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. And we will read out your questions and we will try to address them to the best of our ability with the guest we have here. Thank you so much, Dr. Bismarck. You have honored us.
Thank you.
God bless you so
bless
much
you.
with your wisdom. Amen.
Amen.